The video diary of a young Ukrainian volunteer, call sign Akula or Shark. He signed up on the very first morning of the invasion, ready to defend his nation. In the beginning, he says he didn't feel the burden of war. But then Akula was sent to the Eastern Front. This was the most difficult time in my life, he says. It's impossible to describe it with words. Where words fail him, these images tell his story. The story of thousands of young Ukrainian soldiers. Akula says he suffered severe concussions from artillery and rocket strikes. He's now at a mental health rehabilitation center near Kyiv. Did you think the conflict would be anything like you've experienced when you volunteered that day? To be honest, I did not expect such a war, he says. When I went to war, I thought everything would be different. And when you get there, it's not what you think. It's scary, cold, hungry, and lonely. Akula says it's peaceful here. At the Forest Glade Center, soldiers get up to a month of treatment. The hardest decision for them is to send them back to fight and perhaps die. Most important thing now is that they survive and stay alive, says the head of mental health. After the war, we will help them with their health and socialization in this country. Now every decent man should join the war, young and old. Their job is to save Ukraine. And Ukraine is urgently calling for volunteers like these. They don't release casualty figures, but a senior US official estimated months ago that perhaps 100,000 soldiers had been killed and injured. That figure undoubtedly higher now. Just weeks ago, many of these recruits hadn't held a rifle. But their commander, a trained psychologist, carries a Ukrainian flag on his back to raise above liberated towns. At the moment, I feel less afraid for myself than for my fighters, says Lieutenant Gefest. Some of my team have not seen combat, and I have a great responsibility to lead them forward. I just want people to clearly understand, says Akula, that the guys who have been there since the beginning are not going to stand forever. He says he isn't physically or mentally ready, but in a few days he could be sent back to fight. This is my job, he says, and I have to do it. Who else if not us? David Mckenzie, CNN, Kyiv.